All right, thanks, Jasper.
Live. What up,
We're
Julian?
live.
Congratulations
Yeah,
on being
Julian,
listener.
congrats. A Dean's Lister. That's something that I was never able to do in college. Not because I'm dumb or anything. It's just there's always like that one subject that holds you back. Every sem.
I
There's
achieved
only
like a few times.
yeah. There's always that one, that drags down your entire GPA and it sucks.
What
And
up,
I'm
D
putting all
Prime? Ina.
and I'm putting all the effort to all the effort in all my classes, but there's always that one, lagi may sabit. Yeah, that's my ano. Kumbaga, if Charles Barkley's ringless, that for me that's my something that I was able to do.
What up, Doc G?
Hi, Doc G. Hello. Speaking of grades, hello to the professor, Doc G. What's up? D Prime, what's up? And there's a countdown. All right. Keep up the good work, Julian. Malayo mararating mo sa buhay.
How's everyone doing tonight? Has it been raining? I don't know. Medyo humid
Yeah, it
lately.
is. Yeah, it is kind of raining. But today it didn't. I don't know about where you guys are, but hindi umulan today.
All right, John Christopher. Yes, madam. Watch party for Backlash. Just drop by Skinny Mike's bar and events place on Sunday morning and pay via cash or Gcash. And
Yeah.
yeah, we'll have a good time. Promote it again later.
Yeah. And the show's gonna be short, if based on the
Hopefully.
card that we have.
Tayo na sana, ano, diba? Basta sana squash yung Pat McAfee versus Gunther.
Yeah. So basically I think what you guys are gonna experience is a brunch. We're gonna all have a brunch together.
Yeah.
Sa skinny on a Sunday morning. Because I think by the time the show is done, hindi pa masyadong ano. I don't think it's gonna be like noon yet. Yeah.
No, talagang
Yeah.
hindi. Kasi may UFC pa after.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you guys can start the day with us and we can proceed you with your Mother's Day celebration or whatever it is that you're gonna do on
Yeah.
Sunday. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The show starts at 7, Jasper. 7 a.m. Kasi it's not a ano eh. I mean, usually WWE PLEs really starts at 7 nowadays.
No, yeah, nowadays. They used to start at 8 and 9.
Yeah. I mean,
Pero ayaw na nila eh.
AEW starts at 9.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Or 8 pala. 8 pala.
8.
No,
9 pag may daylight savings.
wala nang 7 to 12 pay-per-views ngayon, Jasper.
No, Jeff. Do
That's
you want us
that's
to be
too
there all morning? Jesus Christ. Di ba may Mother's Day ka pa? Alam nila may Mother's Day celebrations pa eh.
Yeah, gone are the days where you have pay-per-views from like 7 to 12. I
Yeah.
don't think those are happening. Like AEW, siguro, yeah, but they don't happen every month.
WrestleMania,
So
natatapos tayo 11 eh.
yeah,
11
exactly.
at the
Yeah, yeah.
latest, y'all. At the latest.
No, actually, day two finished at like 10:30,
Yeah
ten
nga, at the
forty-five.
latest. Day
Yeah.
1 finished at 11:15.
Uh, kaya nagulat yung mga tao eh. Okay, that's it. That was the match.
Yep.
Because they're at least expecting to for the match to be done at 11, just like day one, diba? So, um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they were chanting "Happy Birthday" to Will Ospreay earlier on his
Yeah.
promo. So, I'm sorry, Ina, but I don't have a clue who's actually facing in the finals.
Yeah. I
I haven't, I
cover I
have,
cover pro volleyball, not collegiate volleyball. Sorry.
yeah, I haven't caught up. Yeah, unlike last year. Last year I kind of had a clue, but this year I don't. Uh, I don't have any clue. Or I'm busy with watching. Wrestling and basketball. Those are the only two things I can do outside of work these days. Ayun, sabi ni Dev 10:40 natapos yung day 2. Ayun. Tama.
Yep.
Which is, ano, really cool compared to yung panahon ng mid 2000s, diba? Where natatapos 12, 12:30. Yeah. WrestleMania 35 finished at like way past 12 na yun. Alam ko eh. Shut up now.
My name is Collar, Cash Money Cat.
What do we want to talk about?
Hey, this is the Cosmic Cactus. All
You're still just a kid. Hello, WWE Universe Philippines. This is Charlotte.
Because mommy is always on top.
What's going on? This is Xavier Woods, aka Austin Green.
we are pretty dead. Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
To say his name!
Stanley, the voice of Philippine Wrestling, University of Philippines Diliman.
Moran, the fancy dad. University of the Philippines, Diliman.
Chino Miguel, Best Scout Machine, San Sebastian College of Letos, College of St. Benilde, De La Salle University, International Academy of Film and Television. Emulate, Small Forward, the Ateneo National University.
Rowan ASH, Bad Boy ng Dance Floor ng Quezon City, Central Florida University, Manila.
I love you so!
When you're listening,
You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast. You're listening to the Wrestling Podcast.
the Wrestling Podcast.
You're listening to the Wrestling
Podcast.
Yeah.
You are now listening to the longest running weekly episodic Filipino wrestling podcast. This is the Wrestling Podcast. It's Romaran and Emil Nate joining you tonight for another Thursday live stream. How are you, Emil?
I'm doing good. Medyo pagod ako since lumuwas ako ng Maynila from Laguna earlier this
Recording in
afternoon.
progress.
And the commute is quite hassle commuting in the afternoon, but it's fine. I'm here and we're ready to do this live stream here on a Thursday night.
Yeah, Jasper just hit the record button, so I think we'll have to do that intro over later. Kidding, Jasper.
Probably.
That's all right. That's all good. May echo though. Do you hear? Does anyone else hear an echo? I don't hear.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah. All right. So we have quite a bit to talk about today, despite a loaded entertainment week. A dami nangyari. Fortunately, we can't talk about Beanie right now. But yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. This is not in the scope of our podcast. Yes. First off, we got let's get to some housekeeping. Emil, Nate, let's tell the people what they can expect when or if they sign up for our Patreon program via Patreon or Gank.
So if you sign up to our Patreon or Gank, you'll get exclusive content, first dibs to everything, and you'll get to enjoy our Discord server, which is again it's always fun. Every day, for some reason, every day you'll get to reflect on yourself, and you get to reflect things that you did in life, just like we did today. So everything, all that and more, if you sign up to our Patreon program. The link for Patreon is patreon.com/wrestling podcast and Gank. The link for that is ganknow.com/wrestling2xpod for as low as $5. It's that money helps us helps us do things around here, and also it's also a symbol of your support. So you've been supporting us for the past 11 years. So thank you to our patrons and members of Via Gang for always supporting us, and for our future members, we would like to thank you. For subscribing. And we expect more fun activities with y'all. As part of the patron or gang program.
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of fun activities, we'll talk about that in a bit. But before that, let's get to our Converge shout out. Jasper's put it up. So we are watching WWE via Netflix or via Blast
Yeah.
TV, which is both available when you sign up or when you get a Netflix Converge bundle. For as low as plan 1798, 300 Mbps, and a Netflix basic plan, and all the way up to 2298 for a Netflix streaming plan. I don't know if these prices
Yeah.
are going to change in the wake of the new
Okay.
digital goods and services tax. So stay tuned on that. But still, it's not a bad deal. You get high speed internet, you get a Netflix subscription, so it's not all bad. So go check that out, guys. If you are looking for a new internet provider and a way to, you know, subscribe to Netflix at the same time, go check that out. Go fiber.ph to find out more about the converged Netflix bundle, right? Then speaking of the activities we were talking about, we have a watch party on Sunday morning. Jasper, let's put
Sunday.
up the graphic. We have a graphic there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Backlash St. Louis, Missouri will be happening this Sunday morning. People have asked us to put on a watch party, or rather, they ask kung meron ba. And we obliged because the difference between other watch parties is other watch parties ask you to come. Our watch parties have been demanded by by the people
Yeah.
by the people who want to watch WWE on a Sunday morning. And to naman, I mean, it is Randy Orton versus John Cena for the last time. So that's not a small thing. We'll be predicting that later tonight. So go stay tuned and we'll talk about that show. And we'll see you. Just go to Skinny Mike's on Sunday morning. The doors will open at 6. The show will start at 7. Wala tayong pre-registration. Just walk in for only 450 pesos. It's gonna be a free iced tea along with your ticket, and we'll have fun. We'll have fun watching wrestling. We have to be out of there by 10 a.m. because it'll be UFC watch party na kasunod. But that's not our problem kung mag-overtime tayo.
Yeah.
Hey,
And we're gonna use the second floor, right? For this one.
I do not know. I do not know yet.
Sige. So tingnan natin sa
Bahala na.
Sunday, no?
I asked for the second floor because I don't expect a lot of people to come. But if we happen to get a lot of people, then the more the merrier. Well,
The more the merrier.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean it's fine. It's fine. We shouldn't be done past 10 anyway.
Yeah,
Especially
it's not.
for one specific match.
Yeah, that we're gonna get to later.
Yeah.
No, we hope it's not gonna be long.
But before we talk about WWE, let's start our wrestling talk with AEW and today's episode of Dynamite. Put up that graphic, Jasper.
Yes,
Hangman Adam
ayun.
Page opened the show with an interesting promo. So he went out there and he explained his entire heel turn from the past year or so. Thereabouts. So basically, he said that he was so hell bent on revenge and trying to feel something, trying to feel some catharsis, that he tried to take away, Swerve's hopes and dreams. Tapos try to take it out on people like Christopher Daniels. And then after all of that, wala siyang na-feel. Wala siyang naramdaman. And that's why he is going for a redemption tour. But then Will Ospreay comes out and says that it's not going to be Hangman's redemption, it's going to be Ospreay's ascension. So this is a pretty good establishment of the characters, especially Hangman's character. And it really puts into perspective why he turned back face. And for a company that doesn't always explain why they do things, I really enjoyed this character moment. To me, it was cinema. I don't know about you.
I agree with you. AEW has been the one of the main criticisms about AEW is they don't know how to write consistent stories. And I will say Hangman is really more of an exception than the norm, honestly, with AEW. Kasi they really did such a good job. Parang alagang-alaga nila si Hangman. I feel like he's really the one character that TK is invested in. Na he has to like TK has to make sure that everything Hangman does makes sense for his character. And from even the heel turn, no, the heel turn made sense despite him being one of the most over characters in the company. And then the whole heel run went well, and sobrang smooth ng transition from the heel run to now being not really babyface but more of like an anti-hero tweener character na the people just love. Uh, he's probably the most human being character in pro wrestling na nakita ko. Kasi 'di ba, sa pro wrestling when someone turns face, parang everything that they did as a heel suddenly wala na. It's not relevant to who they are anymore. But with Hangman, maayos na naitawid yung traits niya from being a heel to being a face. They were able to explain well why this character has shifted to now being a babyface. And basically, naging babyface lang naman si Hangman kasi despite everything that he has done, the people still love him. And nagkaroon din ng mga moments of realizations, that I remember that segment a few weeks back where nagsasagutan nila sila ni Swerve, and Swerve said he knows that he deserves everything that Hangman did to him. So parang nagkaroon ng nagkaroon ng enlightenment on si Hangman. So Hangman is one of the best written characters I've seen in pro wrestling. Not just in AEW, but in the entirety of pro wrestling. And it's amazing. He's back to the good guy side once again.
Yeah, if we believe what we know about AEW creative, it feels like the best characters are the ones who have actual input from the wrestlers. So I don't think this is necessarily a character study from TK himself. I think like MJF, si Hangman yung nag-isip ng ng motivations ng character niya. So the more you are creatively intelligent about how you want to portray yourself, I think the better you come off in AEW, diba? And I think that's also why, like, the Christian Cages have kind of failed. The Adam Copelands have kind of not hit so far. But yeah, the reason why Hangman is protected, I feel, is because Hangman has a good handle on what he wants to be. And I feel like he understands what a three-dimensional wrestling character should be. Yeah, really good stuff. Also good stuff, K. Will Ospreay. He cut a really good promo stating how or why he deserves to win without really putting down Hangman's redemption arc. Like, yes, he acknowledged the redemption arc to Hangman, but at the same time, he knows that it's also on him to win because, syempre, he's an AW for a reason, right? He has a purpose for all of this. That's why you can't just roll over and give and put over someone else's redemption story.
This promo makes it so tough for me to pick who's gonna win at Double or Nothing. Like before this, I was still kind of leaning towards one side, but after this promo, like, okay, both guys have like legit claims to win.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get.
Yeah, when we get
Meron
there.
pa namang dalawang episode before we go home. Diba?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Next up on AEW, a fun little spot. Speaking of Christian Cage, may nagbalik. Surprise appearance from a legend. Rhino has appeared in AEW to help Christian Cage kind of knock his ward, his quote-unquote son, Nick Wayne, down a peg. So Rhino was the surprise challenger for the ROH World TV Championship. And it was a short match because it's Rhino. He's old. and he's not really the kind of wrestler who could pull off an AEW style match, diba? Like
Yeah.
it's not in him, unfortunately. But it was a nice spot. It was a nice spot. You know, he's there, show up, tease the gore, you know, get over the fact, put Nick Wayne over, and you know, just showing the kid can put over someone who is built like Rhino.
Yeah, this was a nice little spot. I mean, it's also an Easter egg for those who yung naabutan yung nung team nila, no, na team what was there was a team name, Team Wrecked, diba? Like
ECK.
him,
Ay,
yeah, it was him, Christian, Edge, and Kurt.
yeah,
Angle.
right.
Yung team nila. So it was a nice little Easter egg for those who grew up watching the Attitude Era. So it was yung tamang dose of the nostalgia act. You know, not they didn't overdo it. They didn't like he didn't overstay his welcome. He was just there to put Nick Wayne over, and may connections din siya with Christian Cage, which made it a little bit, a little bit nice. You know, so I don't expect him to be there next week. It was just I think a nice one off for
it was his
Rhino.
hometown though. So
Yeah,
that's why.
he's been all over the place, diba? He was
Yeah.
just he was an NXT a few months ago. He's obviously in TNA as well. So dude is still getting his appearances. So good for him.
Yeah. Right. That's it for our AW talk. Sorry, we're not going to talk about TNA. It's fun, but it was just there. If they go over and get over and turn into a real thing, we'll talk about it. But it was a fun moment from Harley and Anna Jay.
Oh, Harley
So
and Anna Jay.
yeah, we'll talk about NXT after the break. But now let's hear from our fellow podcasts on the Pod Network. All right. Got quite a bit to talk about on NXT. First up, there was a battle royal to determine the new number one contender to the NXT championship. And quite a bit of surprises. One big surprise was the return of not return, the NXT debut
Really?
of one Elijah. Who wants to walk with Elijah?
This one. Honestly, I was kind of waiting on this. Diba, he made his debut a few months ago, diba, in TNA. So I was after that, feeling ko it was like only a matter of time before they have him appear in NXT. Because first of all, it's literally the same gimmick as the one's former Elias, diba? It's the same. It's the same. Even the way he entered the ring, it's the same. It's the same gimmick. It's the same thing. So it was parang nagets agad ng audience, no? The audience were able to grasp the shtick because it was him. It was still, even though the name is Elijah, it was still the same guy that they saw in the last 7 years, diba? So it was a nice little moment. So really, the only guy who the only former WWE guy who we're still waiting on to appear in NXT is Nick Nemeth. Siya na lang yung hindi pa nagpapakita. Lahat
Yeah, it's
halos
just
nagpakita
weird.
na eh.
I just find it weird that Elijah spent all his career as Elias. Tapos they still can't refer to him as Elias. Like,
Yeah, what's up with that?
WWE owns Elias, so he's in WWE. So why not call him Elias? It's not like it's a different gimmick like Ash by Elegance,
Yeah.
diba?
Or si Fandango, di ba?
Yeah,
Yung si JDC.
they use Fandango for JDC. So that was weird. I understand that they're trying to help. They're trying to help Elijah be over as Elijah, but nobody really thinks of Elijah as Elijah. Like,
Yeah, it's the same gimmick eh.
Oh.
It's the same guy.
So naman. I mean, it was fun. It was fun for sure. It's just that if I were WWE, I would just have him come out as Elias. parang nobody is used to Elijah yet, unless
I
you
mean,
are
they
a diehard TNA watcher every week.
they chanted Elias at the beginning.
Yun nga eh. Sayang lang. It was a missed opportunity, I think.
Yeah, but it was great. It was great seeing him out there. I mean, he's one of my favorite characters in WWE. So to see him basically be that same character in TNA is fun, And I want him to be in NXT a little bit more, kasi yung pagka sports entertainment ng NXT really fits his character.
I guess. All right. Moving on to the actual winner of this battle royal. So, surprise, surprise, it was an upset win by Miles Bourne, who I think finally heard the cheers that came after, pulling out the upset and going on to Battleground in Tampa to go up against Obafemi. So, interesting. Really interesting pick. I don't know if it's because he got over with the office, poking fun at himself and his disability, but yeah. NXT is a land of opportunity. Syempre, you give the kids reps, and Def Orton here gets gets a shot at Obafemi. I'm all go with it.
Yeah, me too.
I think he literally set himself apart from Randy.
I mean, really? I feel like he's leaning more into the Randy comparison.
Pero syempre, yung ano niya, ginagamit niya yung kapansanan niya eh.
Okay. Yeah. Now I think now he's hearing voices in his head.
Yeah.
Pero yeah, napansin ko talaga mas napansin siya for me. Mas napansin ko siya when he started literally mimicking Randy Orton. Like before he was just a guy there in NQCC, but ever since he started like dressing as Orton, doing the drop kicks, doing the power slams, mas dun siya napansin ng mga tao eh. So I don't blame him for leaning into the Orton comparisons. It's just like being Timo Orton, but good for him. He got a push, and now he's going onto Battleground as the number one contender and has a title match against Obafemi. Not that I'm expecting him to win, but this is more of siguro they're using this as a vehicle to para start na yung probably the dissension between NQCC.
Yeah, they're already teasing. They're already teasing.
It,
yeah. The dissension between the rest of the group and Charlie Dempsey. So, yeah. I don't mind it. Like, I definitely don't mind him being an Orton clone because it's funny because he takes the being a clone of Orton and then adds the whole hearing impaired thing with it.
So, honestly, I thought you would have a problem with like wrestlers like copying from other wrestlers.
Yeah, I guess.
It's surprising to hear this from you.
I don't know what to feel about it. Yeah, you're right. I normally would have a problem with it, but it's funny. I don't know. It's funny.
But yeah, he's over. He's over. I despite siguro our feelings about him fully leaning into the Orton comparison, he's getting, you can't deny he's getting cheers from the audience, and that's something that we can't deny from wrestlers. If they're over, then they're over, and he's getting rewarded for it.
Siguro, I think the thing about this is that we are so far removed from 2009 Orton, which is the exact kind of Orton he's trying to copy, diba?
Yeah.
That I think it's okay. That's not Randy Orton now, right? So
okay. I see
to me, it's different a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Glendale says he's waiting for Randy Orton to give Miles Bourne backstage advice, but we don't know yet if he can hear that. So. Yeah. Right. We have Raw and Backlash predictions, but before that, let's take another break and hear from our fellow podcast on the Pod Network. All right, let's move on to Raw. Got quite a bit to talk about. First, Paul Heyman opened the show
Yeah.
with Jey Uso and finally gave everyone the explanation that they've been waiting for, like 3 weeks after WrestleMania. Finally explained everything. So, dami sinabi. First, he explained why he turned on CM Punk, which is because Punk put he put Heyman in a position where he would have to betray Roman Reigns. So he didn't like that.
Yeah.
He also didn't like, obviously, that he had to turn on Punk. Because when you remember when he did the turn, when he did the low blow, he was really crying about it while doing it. And then he has a big problem with Roman Reigns because he blames Roman for undoing everything that they worked for in the bloodline. And then he left Paul Heyman in the hands of Sinisolo, the Tongans, Jacob Fatu, and then they attacked him. And then he didn't come back to save Paul Heyman, but he came back to get the Ulafala, which is actually a pretty good storyline explanation of why Heyman would turn on him. Gets gone. It makes sense because if I were Heyman, I'd be pissed too that Roman would have left him for dead there and didn't come back until everything was in. He didn't come back until Jacob Solo Sikoa was declaring himself the tribal chief and possessing the Ulafala. So really interesting backstory justifications for Paul Heyman there that you can't really fault him for. I like that he was given really sensible explanations. Once again, ito yung mga bagay-bagay na naisip ni Paul Heyman that he's really well known for the creativity that he's known for, and it all makes sense. He also did admit that all of that had nothing to do with Jey Uso, except for the fact that Seth Rollins would be coming for his championship. So that was a fun segment.
Tell me again, why is Roman the babyface here? Why is he the good
I don't
guy?
think he is. He isn't a strict babyface. It's just that the crowd is cheering him.
Yeah, exactly. So, when Heyman was crashing out, I could find myself sympathizing for Heyman despite his alignment as a heel. You can't understand why he did the things that he did, but at the same time, why are people still trusting Paul Heyman? Okay, at this point, like going back to the original question we had with Seth aligning himself with Heyman. But aside from that, it was he kind of crashed out randomly on Jey Uso. Like Jey Uso was just standing there.
It was to facilitate the championship.
Yeah, exactly. Which happened, and now it seems like this is the feud from this point on. The Jey Uso doesn't even have a match at Backlash, so I think I don't know. Maybe they're pivoting their plans from Logan Paul to Seth Rollins. I hope so.
I don't think so. No, they didn't because Logan Paul attacked Jey Uso after the show.
After the show, okay.
So I think they're building up that story and just not doing the match at Backlash. There is, I think, Money in the Bank, I believe, in June.
Okay. Sa bagay kasi CM Punk also came back at the end of the episode, diba?
Yeah.
So probably Rollins and Punk are probably gonna feud first, and then they're gonna get to Jey Uso for the championship. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of Roman Reigns, so the outnumber yung tan line. I guess we have to call him the tan line now. There was CM Punk, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. So the faces actually outnumber the heels. And despite them saying they weren't planning on adding anyone to the tan line, does this mean they're gonna add someone to the group? Because they did add in two other faces in the story.
Hon- Probably yes at this point. Especially the way they set it up after Raw. Last week I was saying that this trio is fine as it is. Like they already have everything that they need. Because Braun Breaker is basically two-person in one. you know, he's the muscle. He's and he's also that young presence on the faction. So maybe they're really gearing towards Heyman Alliance here. A new version of
Yeah,
Heyman Alliance with adding in more people. But the
sure.
question is, who? Maybe
Yeah, it'd be
bring up
good
someone from
entertainment.
NXT.
Possibly.
Bring up someone. Yeah, probably Trick Williams.
Yeah,
That could
yeah. I was
be.
thinking of
Yeah,
Trick
that could
Williams
be.
as well.
Yeah, that could be a possibility, right? Trick Williams. Probably could also be if he's gonna lose the title, Obafemi, but I don't think they're gonna have two
You don't
muscles
need
in there.
Obafemi and the Dangerous
Yeah,
Alliance.
exactly. Yeah, diba? Nandun na si Braun Breaker So,
Well, Doc G puts forth the idea of putting Karrion Cross. I would
mm,
group. That's actually not a bad idea.
yeah, probably. Yeah, probably that's a good idea.
Karrion Cross,
Yeah.
by the way, has come in as the number 3 merch seller, top merch mover
Ooh,
this week.
yeah. So
Really
we should
interesting.
expect a push here
Yeah.
in the next few weeks for Karen Cross.
All right. All right. Then another point that we have here is something that happened after Raw. So Becky Lynch came on the Raw recap with Sam Roberts and I think it was Megan Morant and had another a crash out of her own. So I don't know if you saw this, Emil. It was on YouTube. But
Yeah, I
marami siyang
kind of heard some
pinag-usapan.
bits and pieces.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
marami siyang sinabi, marami siyang binanggit. First, she said that people are saying that the Women's World Championship had a good year the past year, but she didn't think so because everyone was really focused on on Dominic Mysterio, like see Liv and Thuria, diba? Which is actually kind of true. The championship picture did revolve around Dominic Mysterio for too long.
Yeah,
And
kind of
then
did. Yeah.
she complained about how people tell her to move over for the newer women, but nobody tells Seth Rollins or CM Punk to move over and give others a chance, which is also not a bad point. And then the last thing is that she feels hurt that people are comparing her to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, that whole Hogan comparison, it's just too much. I mean, I know Bailey got shafted at WrestleMania, because Becky took her spot, but come on, guys, like Hogan did way worse things in politicking himself into matches. That I feel like that's unfair on Becky Lynch. I feel like some people kasi they just playing their favorites and parang nasagasaan ata ni Becky yung mga favorites nila. That's why they're saying, oh no, she's the modern day Hulk Hogan. Or doing that meme online of putting out a video of Becky Lynch with the Hulk Hogan theme song. So it's unfair. I think it's unfair to Becky Lynch. She did brought up a little bit good points here with the women's division not having great booking the past year. So I don't know. I'm definitely interested of how this heel run is gonna go. But I don't think she should win the IC title here to fix this. She to fix this whole thing. In my opinion, she's there strictly for me to put over Lyra, and maybe she could go after the world championship after this.
Yeah, it's pretty mean for fans to do that. You know how mean fans can get. It's not like I don't think Becky is politicking the
Yeah.
Triple H, diba? To give
exactly.
her wins and championships. She got over. She got over as a man, and that's why she has that kind of prestige now, and that's why she commands that attention. And tama naman, she is in it for herself. Who shouldn't be in there for themselves? So I agree. I don't think it's fair for people to label her as Becky Hogan. If they want her to win, and who is she to say no? But
Tama.
syempre, you can't
Diba?
say no. I think you are more able to say no now with Triple H than Vince. But hey, who knows? We don't know. We don't know. We don't. We don't actually know what goes on behind the scenes. But yeah, hindi naman siya Hulk Hogan. I don't think she is a compulsive liar, and I
Yes.
think people just don't like seeing someone win so much. It's ironic because somebody gets over, and that is enough justification for them to win a lot. And then when they win a lot, people start hating to see it.
Yeah.
So, san lulugar, diba?
Saka Becky is not Hulk Hogan naman na. She doesn't refer to Shelton Benjamin as Benjamin Shelton.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. Anything else you want to talk about from Raw, Emil? Baka may
I
na-miss
think
tayo.
yeah, I think we didn't miss anything. It was a good episode. Io Sky and Roxanne Perez had a great match.
Yeah.
But storyline wise, ganun pa rin eh. I think it's gonna lead to a tag between Io and Rhea again, and then against the heels here, Roxanne and Julia.
All right. We have Backlash predictions up last, but before that, let's take a last break and hear again from our fellow podcast on the Pod Network. Right, it's time for Backlash predictions. Backlash St. Louis, Missouri, not San Luis Potosi, Mexico. Once again, we have a Backlash viewing party this Sunday morning at Skinny Mike's Bar and Events Place. No pre-registration, just drop by, 450 pesos a ticket. You get free iced tea, one free iced tea, and the company of your fellow wrestling fans enjoying the show. So we'll see you there. They'll have fun. Right, first match that we have for the men's intercontinental championship, Dirty Dom versus Penta. Should Penta win already?
I think yes. I think yes. Dom had his moment. And you taught me over the past year, Ro, that the moment is more important than the reign. I think Penta has earned enough here to win the IC title. Kasi the story naman of Dom and the breakup of the Judgment Day, or the potential breakup of the Judgment Day, can happen without him being the champion. So I go with Penta here to win the Intercontinental Championship, and that's going to facilitate finally the breakup of this faction.
Yeah, if Finn interferes, I can see it. But if it's a clean match, then I don't think Dom is giving it up just yet. I think they found a really good babyface base for Dom here. And despite Penta being Penta, I think they're gonna keep that for a while. Kasi I think the money match is Dom versus Finn for the title. So I don't think that Dom gives it up before then. It's sad for Penta fans, I will say, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
You have a lot of stars on Raw, and may pida talaga. So wala tayong magagawa doon.
He hasn't won a PLE match, right?
Sino, Penta? Well,
Yeah.
how many has he had?
Royal Rumble,
Oh,
a Chamber. I don't think it was a Chamber. Yeah, dalawa pa lang.
Yeah.
WrestleMania and Rumble. Yeah.
I think Jasper is asking, aren't they setting up Dom versus AJ? I think they're just setting up a bunch of stuff with Dom. I think the end game is Dom versus Finn because that's where they were going. That's what they were teasing since before WrestleMania pa, diba?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's that. Right. Next up, we have the Men's United States Championship match. It is a four-way. This time, the U.S. Championship gets the four-way. It is Jacob Fatu defending against Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, and Damian Priest. Ito medyo star-studded to. And
Yeah.
it's also there's also a group feud involved, like the tension between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. So they're kind of mirroring each other in the mid-card championship. So does Jacob Fatu lose the championship because of Solo Sikoa?
I don't think so. Yeah, Jacob's gonna retain. This is gonna be a car crash, by the way. This match, I'm expecting a lot of carnage in this match. It being a fatal four-way. But yeah, the most interesting story beat talaga with this match is whether or not Solo's gonna screw Jacob. And is it time? Because they've been teasing this for a while now. They've been teasing this all the way back to last year. So when are they gonna pull the trigger?
Yeah, I don't know. I think isa pa to eh. The same way they're building up towards Dom versus Finn, obviously building up towards Jacob versus Solo.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
there is that.
yeah. Or maybe are they
yeah.
waiting for the Tongans to come back before they could,
suppose.
before they could facilitate the breakup?
Yeah, I think Jacob retains here. I think he is more worthy of retaining, more deserving of retaining the match, the championship. Next up, the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Puro mid-card championship pala yung on the line dito. The show. Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria. Does Becky get her championship or does Lyra get put over? Really interesting question. What do you think?
One thing is for sure, if Becky wins, the internet is gonna be mad. They're gonna be calling her Becky Hogan again. But I think I think again, like I said earlier, I think she's here to put over Lyra. Kasi we have been criticizing her reign so far. Now, what is Lyra Valkyria? This aside from the woo and her being the champion, her being a champ, diba? So I feel like this is her first signature feud as champion. So I don't think she can lose here. So this is gonna be a signature win for Lyra Valkyria. Becky can win the title eventually, but they have to establish Lyra as an equal threat to Becky. So I'm going Lyra here as the winner.
Okay, this is very different because I actually think Becky is winning this one.
Oh wow!
Kupal na siya, diba? Becky Hogan na siya, so might as well lean into it. But I think Becky is winning so that Lyra can win it back from her sometime down the line. It's the Intercontinental Championship. I think it's okay for Lyra to lose and win it again for her second reign. Yeah. I feel like masyadong lame duck if Becky were to lose right away. I think Becky deserves to give the championship a rub and then put over Lyra at the end of their feud.
Yeah. If this will make Becky parang Grand Slam champion, if she wins. Diba?
Exactly.
Mid card, diba? Right. That would be cool.
Okay. So yeah, we are split here. This is where we differ. Now for our next match. The match of the night. The match of the night contender. Gunther versus Pat McAfee.
Yeah, let's talk about that promo.
How long is this match gonna go?
This shouldn't take 5 minutes. If I'm the booker here, I'll just have Gunther choke out Pat McAfee, destroy Pat McAfee in under 5 minutes. Because it doesn't make sense that the former world champion would have a hard time beating a non-wrestler. That would be an insult to Gunther. If this goes like 10 minutes, it's going to be a back and forth. It's going to be an insult to Gunther. Especially after yung promo ng Raw, where Pat McAfee basically called Gunther a shell of himself. Dapat lang Gunther should come out and destroy him, and this should be a quick one.
Yeah, this should be a fun squash. I want it to be like the Brock Lesnar versus John Cena match from SummerSlam 2013, I believe, 2014.
14. Yeah.
No, Julian.
No,
There
you
is no
shouldn't.
universe where Pat McAfee is on the level of Gunther.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Di pwede.
Oh,
Di pwede.
yeah. No, no way. No. You
Yeah.
say he's not a
NXT
wrestler.
Pat
He's not a
McAfee is not even a wrestler.
yeah.
Di pa rin siya
Exactly.
wrestler on the level of Gunther. Like he was good, but it was the
This is
kind of
Gunter.
wrestler na alam mo nag-training lang for that one match.
Again, it shouldn't make sense how that a commentator could survive more than 5 minutes against
And
a former world champion.
let's remind people that he's not just a commentator. He is a football player, and he's not even in a physically dominant position on the football team.
Yeah,
He
he's
is a punter. The punter versus Gunther.
That rhymes. But yeah, I will be mad if this goes past 5 minutes.
Oh, may inis ako kasi we need to be out of there by 10. And if they give this more time than it should, Jesus fucking Christ. They know, no, WWE knows they have UFC after. So
You kasi like I want them to reestablish Gunther as the threat that he should.
yeah,
be.
I think this is a match to do that. And
Yeah.
who cares if Pat McAfee is a non-wrestler? Just destroy someone.
Exactly. Yeah, or make him bleed, diba? Just like what you did to Jimmy Uso a
Yeah.
while back, diba? Yeah. Yeah, but if this goes long, I'll be mad.
Yeah. And the main event, one last time, John Cena versus Randy Orton, with the roles reversed. Who would have thought we ever seen the day? I mean, obviously, okay, let's get it out there. Obviously, John Cena is retaining.
Yeah.
So I've seen people be hyped for this. I've also seen people be, not impressed by this matchup. Because if you have seen, Randy Orton versus John Cena in the past, it's not the most exciting matchup ever.
Y'all just hungry for nostalgia.
Yeah. So I don't actually expect much from this matchup. Pero it's the draw of one last match. So ito na lang ang question. Will John Cena slap the referee to get a DQ?
People are online referring back to referencing that moment from, I think that was No Way Out 2008, if I'm not mistaken, where Randy Orton DQ'd himself to retain the WWE Championship. I think they're gonna do a callback regarding that kasi hinagad ng mga tao eh.
I kind of want them to run the spot, and then Nick Aldis comes out, and restarts the match as no DQ. Para naman masaya, di ba?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, di ba? Oh yeah, like parang may suspense, di ba? Like, oh, you did that? That's not gonna fly in 2025.
No, and people are expecting it. People are expecting it because there was a callback.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna make the match as fun as possible.
Well, they better make it. No, they better make it fun because let's be real. John Cena and Randy Orton does not really fit the mold of what wrestling is like in current day WWE. So it will stick out like a sore thumb the way Cena versus Cody stuck out like a sore thumb. So they will have to find a way for Cena not to ruin wrestling completely. Diba?
Randy, wait, question. How many times world champ?
14, 15, something like that. 13, I think.
Okay, medyo malayo. Kasi kung like 15 sana, like, I want them to do the hot potato again. Para mas tapat si Orton. But yeah, I think Cena's gonna retain.
Obviously,
it's a fun little program. I don't see this going beyond Backlash. I feel like they're gonna go into with yung parang revolving circle of challengers. So it's gonna be Orton this time, and then Money in the Bank. Siguro they're gonna run it back at some point with CM Punk, or maybe they're gonna go, and then siguro another challenger naman and then Cody still is in play here kasi he was the former champion. So but regarding this one, I don't see it going beyond Backlash. So enjoy nyo na Engineer yung last Cena Orton, for the sickos who still wanted to see this matchup in 2025.
Albert in the YouTube chat brings up a interesting point. So if they
Yeah,
do the
what
thing that I
is
suggested, where Nick Aldis comes out and makes it a no DQ match after Cena slaps the referee, that gives him the opportunity to bring back Fiend, Fiend,
Oh
Fiend.
my, not again, man. No, please.
That's how Cena's gonna ruin
Please.
wrestling.
Please. No. No. Let's leave Fiend in April of 2025, people. Let's leave Fiend at WrestleMania.
Bagay,
We don't
si
need it.
Cody Rhodes naman yung tinarget ni Travis Scott.
Uh, man, that would suck. That was Albert. Your suggestion sucked. I'm sorry, brother.
Hey, Chase, Cena, Ric Flair is a 21-time world champion, depending on who you ask.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's
it's gonna
it
be a
for-
short.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a short one. Only 5 matches.
Yeah, but hey, people want to watch WWE PLEs with fellow wrestling fans. So who are we to say no? As long as they give us money.
Yeah.
May pambayad kayo ng entrance fee. Sino ba kami para tumanggi? Diba? See you there on Sunday morning. Happy Mother's Day na rin. After you watch wrestling, go take out your moms for a nice
Yeah.
lunch and spoil them.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, that's it for our talk of wrestling this week on the live stream. Let's get to our plugs. Emil, do you have anything going on?
Wala, just see you guys on Sunday, and Rowan's gonna be there. I
Oh,
talked
right.
to Rowan.
Buti naman.
Yeah, he's gonna be there on Sunday, and see you guys next week for DexCon.
Yeah.
Dakila for the people who's going there. I'll be there. I'll be representing the podcast. Say Ro's gonna be traveling, and Stan and Chino are not here yet. So if you want to say hi, say hi.
No, Chino will be there next week.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
don't think he's gonna be at Dakhila, but he's gonna be back next week. So
Okay.
oh, speaking of announce na natin now, next week's live stream will be moved to Friday kasi may event kaming pupuntahan. So just so you know why, I'll make an announcement as well, pero just so you know already na wala tayong live stream on Thursday. We'll be on Friday next week. Yon, for Jasper to find out as well. Right. Speed of Dexcon Dakhila, tickets are sold out for the show, but you can still hang out at the meet and greet on Saturday afternoon at Hobby Stadium in QC. It will be a bazaar. Zack Sabre Jr., El Fantasmo, the rest of our guests will be there as well. I will be hosting the event along with Jula Agbayani and matchmaker Miguel, and we'll hang out. You don't have to buy a ticket to meet. You have to buy a ticket to meet and greet, but you don't have to buy a ticket to be there. So tambay tayo for the vibes, and we'll all have fun. All right, see you
It's
then.
gonna be fun, guys.
Yeah. If you want to continue the conversation, it is at Wrestling2X Pod for us on Twitter, Blue Sky, and TikTok, and Wrestling Podcast on Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. You already know that because you're watching this already, but if you're not, that's where you can find us. At @EML_Meister for Emil, at Chino Super Science for Chino, at _Stan CSY for Stan, at Rosewar for myself on Twitter and Blue Sky, at Shang.Daddy on TikTok, Threads, and Instagram. Go follow all of us there and talk to us on social media. Hit us up, guys. Thank you very much to Babyface producer Jasper and the rest of the Pod Network for always making us sound great and for giving us an opportunity, a platform to talk to you about wrestling. It's always a great time. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We have a very special episode coming out on Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, featuring a special guest for DexCon Dakhila. So stay tuned na lang kayo. The patrons already know who it is. But for those who are not subscribed, subscribe na kayo. For those who are not subscribed, you'll find out soon on Monday. Right. Till then, see you. Stay safe, stay dry, stay cool, stay hydrated. Do not be a dick. Wrestling Podcast out. Peace.